Hello gamers, my name is Seeded Gamer and welcome back to another booster opening. We have another KLD booster with Chandra Torture Defiance on the front. Let's hope that we can live up to that legacy. Let's hope it isn't lost. Alright, see what we get here when I can eventually open this pack. There we go. Alright, let's get that wrapper out of there. Alright, autofocus issues and... No? Nope, here we are, and there we go. Alright. Ether Trade Winds. 2 and a blue for an instant. Return target permanent you control and target permanent you don't control to their owner's hands. So this can bounce the creature that you want to keep, having enter the battlefield, and bounce their thing that you just don't want them having. Works very well as a combat trick. So you can, if they're attacking in with 2 creatures, you can block one of them with a thing you're going to bounce, then cast this, bounce the thing that's blocking so it doesn't die, bounce the thing that wasn't blocked to make sure you don't take damage there. So yeah, this can, in the correct scenario, just be a very nice fog that gets you more enter the battlefield triggers, which is very nice. Moving on though, Terror of the Fairgrounds. 3 and a red for a 5/2 gremlin. This might be something you want to bounce on your opponent's side, because if they're spending 4 mana for a 5/2 with nothing else going on, then make them do it again. Make sure they realize how stupid that decision was. Moving on, Thriving Ibex. 3 and a white for a 2/4 goat. When it enters, you get 2 energy. When it attacks, you may pay 2 energy. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on it. I like this guy. Thriving card. Very nice. Moving on, Thriving Turtle. Single blue mana for a 0/3 turtle. When it enters, you get 2 energy. Same thriving stuff. When it attacks, you may pay 2 energy to put a counter on it. 1-drop that can just get ridiculously out of hand later on in the game. Like you attack in on turn 2, you have a 1/4, not much is getting through that 1/4. If you have other ways of making energy, you can just make this thing even bigger, and it's very nice. Moving on, Wild Wanderer. 3 and a green for a 3/2 elf druid. When Wild Wanderer enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. We all began in nature, and nature is where we belong. Yeah, mana ramp is usually pretty good, especially mana ramp that fixes you as well. So if you're playing 3 colors and you've only managed to get green and one of your other colors, casting this guy gets you your 3rd land, ramps you up for the next turn, so you can make sure to cast that spell, and you're feeling pretty happy there. Yeah, good card, good card. Moving on, Mind Rot. 2 and a black, sorcery, target player discards 2 cards. It's a classic. I don't usually take the hand attack spells, but they can be very powerful, especially if it's like turn 4 or turn 5 and they've emptied most of their hand. They've kept those 2 cards in there that they've wanted to wait for the correct opportunity. No, get them out of here. Mind Rot, get rid of those 2 cards. Then they discard a Planeswalker and you're just like, yes. Anyway, moving on, from Magical Christmas Land, we have Thriving Rhino. 2 and a green for a 2/3 Rhino. When it enters, you get 2 energy. When it attacks, you may pay 2 energy. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on it. It's a thriving card, it's good. Next up, Lawless Broker. 2 and a black for a 3/2 Etherborn Rogue. When it dies, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Chump blocks for days. Yeah, this card's fine. I like this card. It can pump up one of your smaller things to make it survive combats. It can just block a big thing and just give something else a counter. Yeah, it's fine. Next up, Hunt the Weak. 3 and a green for a sorcery. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Then that creature fights target creature you don't control. Actually works rather nicely here, now that I've unfocused everything. Yeah, works well with that. It seems fine. Next up though, Skiff, a good vehicle. 2 mana for a 2/3 artifact vehicle with flying and crew 1. Put your servo in there and swing in for 2 in the air. Not much is stopping things in the air. Like if they have a long-finned skywhale, then you're in a bit of trouble. But yeah, you can swing in with a Skiff. They're probably not going to attack, or they're probably not going to block with a long-finned skywhale. They're usually attacking with that. Anyway, moving on. This should be uncommons now. Yes, Hazardous Conditions. 2 black-green for a sorcery. Creatures with no counters on them get -2/-2 until end of turn. Speaking of things that work well with Lawless Broker, is this card. Yeah, Lawless Broker, Hunt the Weak, Hazardous Conditions. If this was a sealed pool, I would be drafting black-green, because this is working rather nicely so far. Moving on though, to our second uncommon, Start Your Engines. 3 and a red for a sorcery. Vehicles you control become artifact creatures until end of turn. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. This is a very punch-you-in-the-face card, and I like it. It's stupid, and I like it. Moving on. Veteran Motorist. Hey, maybe I'm drafting red-white vehicles, who knows. This is red and white for a 3/1 dwarf pilot. When it enters the battlefield, scry 2. Whenever it crews a vehicle, that vehicle gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Yeah, I don't actually know what I'd be drafting here. Would it be red-white? Would it be black-green? Only our rare can tell. It's Wildest Dreams. XX green for a sorcery. Return X target cards from your graveyard to your hand. Exile Wildest Dreams. I feel like we're drafting black-green here then, because this can get your Lawless Broker and your Hunt the Weak back, and then you can just cast them again and just get rid of everything else again. Yeah, it doesn't look like we have a foil here. Nope, we get an island and a Thopter. So yeah, Wildest Dreams. Now that I've dropped that island on the ground, yeah, pretty good. Not a bad card. I mean, not the best card. If you're opening it in draft, you're like, yeah, alright. But if I was opening this pack in draft, I don't know what I'm taking first. Probably not the Wildest Dreams, though. Like, that might be... Honestly, I might just take a Thriving Turtle here. I'm not sure. But yeah, Wildest Dreams. Not a bad rare, but not that great for draft. Yeah, I reckon that's it for this video. So I'll see you people next time with more boosters. Bye!